Hey guys, this is episode 11 of our 2018 vlog series, and it's Friday, which is awesome. We do have changes to what we're doing this weekend. We were supposed to be going to Carowinds this weekend for opening day, and unfortunately tomorrow it is going to be raining all day and high in the 40s. So we are not going to Carowinds because we can just wait a couple weeks and go when the weather is better. That's the nice thing, being able to do a day trip. We didn't have to worry about hotels and canceling that. So we're just gonna switch gears, do it in a couple of weeks. In a week, we're gonna hopefully be at Myrtle Beach because supposedly our house is finally finished. If you're new to our vlog, we have a house at Myrtle Beach and it flooded due to a pipe bursting. Finally, 3 months later, I think they're done. So we gotta go down and inspect that. So we are anticipating being there next weekend. So this weekend just became wide open and I'm excited about that. So we're gonna record the Q&A video. Thank you so much for those of you who asked us questions. And I believe that will be out well before this video, it should be. So I will link it right there if it is. And we are going to also probably play a tabletop game and I'm not sure what else. We'll just have to see how it unfolds. It's kind of cool when you have plans, and then it's a bummer that we don't get to go, but it's kind of cool having a free day that, you know, you thought you were going to be busy and now you're not, so it feels kind of relaxing. It's Saturday morning and we didn't sleep late. We woke up early, but then we took our time getting up, so it's actually already talking, right? 8 o'clock. Yeah, we did. We laid in bed talking like an hour this morning, which is nice. That's the nice thing about the weekend. You don't have to hurry. Brian's getting breakfast going over here. And then he set up our equipment for video later. We're gonna do the Q&A video. We are gonna run out to the Asian market to get some green lip mussels. Oh, it's fun. Because we wanna try again that Food and Wine recipe. Well, it's not a recipe from Food and Wine, but we're trying to reproduce it on our own. If you watched our previous vlog, we tried it and kind of failed. I mean, it wasn't nasty, it just wasn't great. I liked it, yeah. So we're gonna try again. I think now that I've done it once, I have a good idea how to reproduce. It would help if I had eaten them, but sadly they had gluten at the festival, so I'm kind of doing it blind. All right, who recognizes this from Epcot? Brian found out online that this is how you defrost them. And you have to have the water kind of running over them and the water kind of spilling out.
Yeah,
and
I think you do this for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it worked perfect last time. Yep. If you watched last time, you know it didn't turn out exactly the way we wanted, so we're gonna mix things up. So basically, this is a Carmen recipe. I'm not even following a recipe this time. For the main thing, those gluten-free breadcrumbs I used last time that were made from chickpeas, they were not good. So I've gone back to Ian's. This is the only other brand I know of that has breadcrumbs, excuse me. And so we're gonna use that this time. And I'm not gonna use much breadcrumbs though, because Brian said from his memory at the Food and Wine Festival, and I also saw a video of his recently,
it's like a sprinkle.
It was barely any on there, and this recipe called for a ton. So that's why I'm just throwing the recipe out. Also, I do know it has Parmesan cheese though, and I finally have that this time. We've got parsley, which last time we had to use dried because we didn't have fresh, and so we have fresh this time. We're gonna put more garlic in, and I'm gonna saute the garlic in the butter before we put it on the mussels. The recipe did not have you do that. So I'm gonna try that. And then not shown here, we're also gonna use some lemon juice. I am sauteing about 6 cloves of garlic in some butter, and that's gonna go on the mussels. The last recipe, they did not have you pre-saute the garlic, but I am. I think it'll taste better. And then I'm going to chop some fresh parsley. That's going to go in with this mixture, which is the Parmesan cheese, the breadcrumbs, and I'm going to put lemon juice in with that as well. And I think that'll be about it. And here's the defrosted mussels. Yum.
Yum, yum.
All right, just like the other recipe called for, I am going to squirt a little lemon juice on each one, and then I will put the breadcrumb mixture on. Here's how they look before they go in the oven, and we're just going to do them on low this time. Last time we did high, if you remember, the breadcrumbs got a little bit scorched on the top, so we're going to see if low works better. All right, the final product looks so much better than last time. This looks much closer to what Brian got at Food and Wine, and it smells amazing. I think the extra garlic really paid off, so we are going to give these a try, and we'll let you know how they turned out. All right, it's time for what I think is the final X-Files. I've really enjoyed this sort of comeback season that they did. All right, mussel review, awesome.
Yeah,
So
they're really good.
How did those taste compare to Food and Wine?
I would say it's pretty much spot on.
Yay!
Yeah, they were really good.
They really were good. We ate them all, and it was a lot of mussels. So good. So also, you can carry on, Brian. I was going to give my review of the X-Files spoiler-free.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be, it says season finale, but there's a rumor that that's the end. Who knows? I mean, they can always bring it back if it's making money. You never know. I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about it.
The season?
No, this episode. No, the season was great. I really enjoyed the season.
Well, there's some weird episodes in the season.
They always have weird episodes, though. That's part of their thing, but... Anyway, any comments from you? I just had mixed feelings. Yeah, I wasn't wowed. I don't know. I think I heard Disco Liz say that she was really happy with it. I was kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Sunday morning and it's a rainy Sunday morning. I'll show you the outside in a minute. They had said we might get snow, and I think it got down to 35. It's only 38 now, but it was just a little too warm, and which was fine by me at this point. I mean, it's pretty to watch it fall, and I wouldn't mind it today because I don't have to go anywhere. But when I have to go to work, I actually just don't like it because then the roads get crazy and people drive crazy, all that stuff. So yesterday was seriously consumed by the Q&A video. Didn't take that long to record, but the editing took forever, and you'll see why when you see it. And like I said, it'll probably be out before this video, so you'll probably have seen it by now. But I put a lot of different layers in it video-wise, and so that takes a little longer. It really took me almost all day. Didn't mean for it to take that long, but I'm happy with it. It was fun, and also we did. I can't remember if I mentioned this yesterday. We did a review of our breakfast at the Ellen Compass, the new restaurant at the Yacht Club. That will be out after this video. I don't like to put too many videos out in 1 week. So even if I manage to get it edited today, I'm not gonna put it out until tentatively the following Friday, meaning after this vlog comes out. If I'm doing math right in my head. Today is, I hope, going to be mostly a lazy day. I've got to do a little bit of laundry, a little bit of cooking, which I'm actually doing now. I've got some batch cooking going in the oven. And then I'm hoping we are going to play this tabletop game over here that's been set up for like 2 weeks in the dining room. Here's the lovely day that we have. It's very cold and raining, but I did see in the extended forecast that by Thursday, I think it's supposed to hit 70, so that will feel amazing after this cold snap. This has been, we had a really freakishly warm February and now a freakishly cold March, so I'm ready for warm weather to come back. I hadn't really planned to do a lot of cooking today. I did roast some vegetables in the oven, but that really takes almost no effort. However, I realized we have all this parsley left over from the mussels that we made. I also happen to have some mint left over from something else, totally different recipe. And so I got inspired to make tabbouleh. I make it with quinoa instead of wheat. Obviously I can't eat wheat because of the gluten, but I love this. This is pre-cooked quinoa, so you don't even have to cook it or anything. It's frozen, but that really shouldn't matter. And so I am, and there's not that much of that in there. It's mostly parsley with a few other things. I put green onion instead of white because that's what I prefer. And it's tomato, lemon juice, cucumber, the mint, and the parsley, and that's it with the quinoa. So, and a little olive oil. So, gonna get started on this. Here's what the finished product looks like, and I already tried it. It tastes really good. Doesn't quite taste exactly like, there's a Mediterranean restaurant here that also makes tabbouleh with quinoa, so it's gluten-free, and it doesn't taste exactly like theirs, but it's really close. Very good. It's actually rained so much because it started late yesterday, rained all night, rained this morning, now it's finally done. But the river, well, it's a creek, but it's really flowing. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the video, but I'm going to try to zoom in a little more. If that's too much, I'll start getting shaky. But anyway, it's a lot of rain. All right, Disco Liz, we're about, I don't know, 2 weeks behind you on the azaleas, or 3. That white bush down there with the tiny little buds, the white buds, are the azaleas. So I would assume once this freakishly cold weather goes away, they will bloom because it's been really crazy cold. It's in the 30s right now. Also, our little dogwood over here in the side yard's about to bloom. Or has it? Actually, I think it kind of has bloomed. They're starting to open. It's pretty neat. Hey guys, it is Monday, and it felt like a Monday too. Just super busy day, but it's over, the work day at least. We got a straggler question from Judith, our friend Judith, that didn't make the Q&A video because she asked after we recorded it. So I thought I would answer that during the weekly vlog here. What should we do if we're going around Christmas time? What's a must do besides fish and chips? And she's referring to Brian's love of fish and chips. So there's several things that I would say you don't want to miss if you're going around the Christmas season. I would say for sure don't miss the life-size gingerbread houses. They used to be at several different resorts. Now they're primarily, the big ones are at Contemporary, Grand Floridian, and Beach Club. And Yacht Club has a really cool train display in their lobby during the holidays. And used to, Boardwalk had a life-size gingerbread house they sold ice cream out of, but they don't do that anymore. I think they might have a smaller gingerbread display or something, like just more tabletop style. But those are the big ones. And also in American Adventure, they usually have gingerbread house replicas of like the Capitol building and stuff like that, so don't miss that. So that's the resort stuff. All the resorts are decorated beautifully. Two that look amazing, excluding the ones I just mentioned, are Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge. So if you have time to go there, or if you schedule some dining there, you won't be disappointed. Because of their lobbies are so tall, they have enormous trees and they're just spectacular, I think. In the parks, I would say don't miss Magic Kingdom at night in particular. I mean, during the day it's beautiful too, but at night when the lights are on, when it's decorated for the holidays, be sure to catch the castle lighting. And if you've never been to the Christmas party, I would recommend going once. I'm actually not a huge fan of it. We don't think it's really worth the money for repeatability. It's kind of oversold and crowded, but if you've never been to the Christmas party, I would definitely go once, especially if you're not going to be there the week before or after Christmas, because that's when you can see the Christmas parade and the Christmas fireworks without having to go to the party. So if you're not going to be there right at Christmas, like right before or right after, I would go to a party if you've never been before. If you've already been, I would say it's skippable. I mean, that's just my opinion. Some people love it and go every time, so that's one of those subjective things. Also, don't miss but the castle lighting's free, by the way, and you don't have to go to a party for that. Don't miss Epcot. That would actually be my biggest tip. They have the holidays around the world. I think they might have changed the name of it last year, but it's the same thing. You've got food booths, definitely smaller than like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden, but there's food booths around. There's storytellers at the different countries that tell the Christmas or holiday story for that particular country. You know, like in Japan, it's a New Year's story. They are fantastic, the storytellers, really great. Don't miss the Voices of Liberty in the Rotunda of the American Pavilion. They sing Christmas carols and dress up in Charles Dickens style attire. They're just amazing. And I'm trying to think what else. I think that's the main things. And then Disney's Hollywood Studios has added a ton of stuff, but we haven't personally seen it. We saw, no, actually we haven't even seen Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, because that didn't appeal to us, so we didn't go see that. And last year in 2017, which we did not go during the Christmas season, they added a lot more decorations and special things. So I would say don't miss that, because in 2016 we were there Christmas week. We went there, we did not see Jingle Bells, Jingle Bam, but we did go to see all the decorations, and that was before they made them even better, and we still loved them. We thought they were fantastic, so I would definitely check that out. The park that has the least stuff going on at Christmas is Animal Kingdom, but to me that makes it kind of magical because there's fewer people going there. I mean, I'm sure Pandora will still be crowded, but makes the rest of the park nicer to me. And they do have some theme appropriate decorations. I'm not saying there's no decorations, it's just not as elaborate. And also they have some meet and greets there where the characters have either Christmas sweaters or Christmas scarves or something like that. And to my knowledge, other than the Christmas party, they don't do that in other parks. So that's another special thing at Animal Kingdom. Like, we got our picture with Minnie and Mickey in their Christmas sweaters at the outpost there, Adventure Outpost, where you can meet them. So that's another tip. I think Baloo meets with a scarf and King Louie. So yeah, they've got some Christmassy character meet and greets at Animal Kingdom. I can't think of anything else. If you guys have other suggestions for Judith, please leave them in the show notes, because there's so much at Disney World going on at Christmas, but I've tried to hit the don't miss things. I have a feeling it's going to be zoomed in way too far for you guys to see it, but there is a large hawk in our backyard. It's right there on the limb. Hey guys, it's Thursday, and there's a reason we had a time warp, which I'll explain in a minute, but I did want to mention one thing. YouTube just keeps making things harder all the time. I don't know why. Used to, if you subscribe, you would automatically get notified that we have a video out. And now, if you want to get notified every time we have a video out, you have to hit the little bell. I'll try to insert something here and point to it so you can see it. You have to hit the little bell in addition to subscribing. So subscribe first, then hit the bell. Then you'll get notified when we put a new video out. Even with that, I've heard people are having issues getting notified. So the only real way to keep up is to check the subscription list, which shows all your subscriptions, or follow us on Twitter or Facebook. I don't always post a video to Instagram. I do sometimes, I don't sometimes. But if you follow us on Facebook or on Twitter for sure, because it actually auto tweets when we publish a video. So even if I'm out of town or something, it's gonna make it to Twitter. So that's the best way, sadly, a way outside of YouTube, to make sure you don't miss one of our videos. But in the meantime, hitting that bell is supposed to notify you if you've subscribed. You have to subscribe first, then hit the bell. So enough about that. So this week has been crazy. Busy at work, but also, I don't know if you remember, but I said we were getting window treatments last week, a week before, I can't remember. Well, I think I remember showing you, they didn't quite put one of them up so that it covers these holes in the door, and it's a steel door, not easy to fix. So since it was their mistake, they sent someone out to fix the holes. I was hoping they would just recut the window treatment, but they sent someone out to fix the holes instead, which is my least favorite option of what they could do, but probably the cheapest for them. And he spent like an hour, so that shows you it's not easy, and he's a professional. And you can still see them. It's way better than it was before. I think he did the best you could possibly do on a door like that, but still not perfect. But it's, I guess, good enough, I guess. I don't think I'll be using them again there for that kind of stuff. We shouldn't need any more till we move, but, I definitely wouldn't recommend them at this point. So that was Tuesday, sort of after work. Then Wednesday, we had all kinds of fun. I hired some people to stretch the carpet upstairs because it has some bumps in it. Over time that can happen in high traffic areas. And if you don't fix it, we learned this in our last house, you can get a hole where those bumps are. And I never knew that till it happened to us in our last house and we had to replace all the carpet. So this time we're being proactive, having it stretched. And when they got here, they're like, oh, we can't stretch this unless we go into that room over there, so we need to empty that closet over there. And it's that closet we've talked to you guys about in the past called the Closet of Doom. It is stacked from floor to ceiling with very heavy boxes of primarily collectibles, mostly Brian's collectibles. I had a couple of boxes in there. So anyway, we had to go through all of it. They took it out for us, but then we put it back, and as we put it back, we just went through it because we have not touched it since we moved in this house like 10 to 12 years ago. And it was still mostly collectibles that just went back in the closet. It's like comic books, vinyl records. It's things that we can't put out in the attic because of the heat. However, we found some very funny things, which I'll try to put some footage up here. We found a laser disc player. Not making that up. It's like Carousel of Progress. And so we kept that. We found a second record player. Brian just bought one at Christmas because he said, I have no idea what happened to my record player. It was in that closet, so now we have two. And then the piece de resistance is my snow globe. So I will show it to you in a moment. I had the snow globe I bought at Disney World on my very first trip. I think I bought it at a store near the castle, and it has the Cinderella's castle in it. It plays, I believe, when you wish upon a star. I believe. We'll find out because we're gonna do it. It's like a music box, so you wind it up on the bottom. The price tag is still on it. It's 18 years old because our first trip was in 2000. Not Brian's first trip, but our first trip together and my first trip ever. And that's when I bought it. And I mean, it's so long ago, it's when you could still take things with water on a plane. So that's how long ago it was. And sadly, the water's murky now. And it's not algae because it's been in the closet, so I'm guessing it's some kind of mold or something, which is kind of gross, but it's a little cloudy. I guess what can you expect after 18 years? But the platform it's on is wood. And if you know, Disney makes nothing out of wood now. It's all some type of plastic composite. Also, the music box still sounds fantastic, that aspect of it. So I'm super pleased. I mean, I'm just happy to have it again because I thought it got thrown out when we moved. I did not think I still had it. I knew if I did have it, that's where it would be because it's the only boxes we didn't go through like one by one when we moved. So I am so happy to have it back. So I'll show you that now. So here it is. So I don't know how well you can tell, but it does have that cloudy look to it. And it also has this bubble on the top. And no water had leaked in the box, so I guess that's just tiny, tiny bits getting out over time. So when you shake it, it's got this glitter. And I'll have to probably put the camera down to wind it, but it's got the traditional music box. And you can see right there where it says it was $35. Pretty amazing. I don't even know what Disney would charge for something like this now, but it wouldn't be $35, I can tell you that, because all the snow globes they have now are plastic, at least the bases. And I think this is glass. It feels like glass. So it's like a real snow globe. So here we go. I'm going to wind it up. Oh no, this music actually makes far more sense than what I thought it was. But either way, awesome. I love it, and I'm so glad to have it, even if it is a little cloudy. So this is going to wrap up this week's weekly vlog. Exciting stuff next week though, because we're going to Myrtle Beach tomorrow, and that'll be in next week's weekly vlog. Find out if her house is actually done, try to put it back together, which is actually going to be a lot of work, and then hopefully squeeze some fun in there this weekend too. And it's going to be Easter weekend, so it's going to be super packed, and I know it will be after Easter when you watch this, but I hope you all have a wonderful Easter weekend, and if you have some time off, I hope you enjoy that. As always, we appreciate subscribes, likes, shares, and comments. Until our next adventure.